Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on this Marketing Monday. Today, I'm going to talk about something a little bit different from what we've been talking about over the last couple of weeks. I am kind of perpetually asked about video, especially because I'm the one who's always telling people they should be doing video. And when you do live video, it's relatively easy. There's not a ton of software involved. For most of you, the entire process of doing a live video is just going to be using your phone and your front-facing camera and just turning it on and inside of Facebook and then talking. And then some of you, of course, will do it from a laptop, in which case you are still basically doing the same thing. I showed you how to do that in my Facebook Live Marketing Monday. And so this time, though, this week, I think it would be really great to talk about creating slideshow videos and videos that actually have video content in them, okay? One of the things that I really want people to understand is that you don't have to have fully produced and edited videos in order for you to have good stuff that you can put out to your community. It just needs to be descriptive and have great information, especially because most people are watching videos on mute. I think the stat is something like 80% of video watched on social media is watched on mute. And so even your Facebook Lives, I know you guys, some of you are watching this right now on mute. And so it just makes it a lot easier, even though you can't hear me, it makes it a lot easier if the video actually has text under it or in it so that people can know what it is that you're talking about. So yes, I'm going to go through real quick. It's going to be a relatively short video, relatively short live, and that I'm going to do talking about how to create video using a product called Adobe Spark. And I'm going to put this in a link to this in the description of this video so that you guys can totally know how to use it and all this good stuff. So Adobe Spark actually has 3 different types of content that you can create using Adobe Spark. And the reason why I'm suggesting Adobe Spark is because Adobe Spark is free, okay? There is a free plan that lets you do everything that I'm going to show you. Matter of fact, let me go in and actually show you the pricing and plan so that you understand. You can do free projects, completely free, an unlimited number of them. It is all web-based. There's nothing to download. A lot of the video editing software you actually have to download to your machine and all that. You don't have that. If you wanted to do a monthly plan for yourself, it's actually very inexpensive, and you get to add in your own branding. You get to remove the Adobe Spark logo. You get to do all sorts of cool stuff, right? And add your own branding, your own colors, your own fonts. You can actually upload fonts and all that sort of stuff for $9.99 a month. So if you did want to pay for it, that's how you do it. And then if you have a team of people who you want to work with, there is a team version, and it is an annual plan, even though it's paid monthly. So they have a prepaid plan too. And the prepaid plan per license is $239. Again, you don't need to do any of that. You can just do it with the free plan. It just means that you're going to have the little Adobe Spark logo at the end of your video, which I personally, the way that the videos work and the way that most people consume videos on social media, they're not going to even get to that logo at the end. So it doesn't matter. So don't get like too married to it being, oh no, there's a thing at the end when, someone else's logo. There's no watermark. That's what you really, that's what we need to be concerned about, okay? So let me go in and show you how to create a video. I am sorry if you hear me sniffing the entire time. I am suffering with some allergies this morning. I probably should take some Claritin or something to get me cleared up and ready to go. Okay, so you hit this big plus button at the top of the screen once you log in. Logging in is super easy. You just log in using your Facebook, or I think you can log in using Google. You can also create your own login and password, but you guys know I am like notorious for not being able to remember my passwords. If you've ever done a presentation with me in person, I'm like, God, I gotta do my password. It's just totally horrible. So you can create graphics Actually, Adobe Spark has a Canvas style graphics creator. So if you want to create like really cool images and slideshows and stuff like that, you can actually do that inside of Adobe Spark. You can also create landing pages, and I've done that actually for SBDC clients, the ones who needed something super simple. I was able to create like one-page landing page for them that was descriptive about the business that they could point their website to, so that they could just have a web page up and running, even though it's not a real website. It is a real website in that it's in the internet, but it doesn't have any navigation. You can't, you can put your phone number on there. You can put a link to a scheduling software or something like that, but there's no real interaction on the page. It's just information. And then video, which is what we're going to do today. So I'm going to click this link here, and what it's going to do, I'm going to actually go through the wizard with you so that you can see what this video, how the whole video creation thing works for people who are just getting started with Adobe Spark. And how it works is like this. So you're basically going to give your video a title. This isn't going to go inside of the video. This is going to be the title that you can identify that this is the video that you made. So that's what this is. Let's give this a topic. Let's say, since this is the holiday season, last minute holiday marketing. Okay, so I'm going to say this is a video about last minute holiday marketing, and I'm going to hit next. And in this, you can actually pick a template, and they have several of them, or you can start from scratch. So you can create your own, or you can have a template that you're starting with. So let's say, since this is, I either want to promote an idea or teach a lesson, because that's kind of what this is. So let's say I'm going to pick teach a lesson. I'm going to teach a lesson with this video, and it's not going to be a long lesson. You can make videos that are really short, and your social media videos, by the way, should be really short, like, a few seconds short. Why do I like Adobe Spark so much? Okay. One of the things that I absolutely love about Adobe Spark is this. You can choose your size. So right now we've got this kind of square video that's going on here. If I wanted to, I could resize it to widescreen if I was only going to post this on Facebook. But if I'm going to take this video and post it on Facebook and Instagram, then I want to make it square. Now, when I do make it square, I can go out when I'm done, copy it, and then make it widescreen so that there's two versions of the video that I am working with. You also have the ability to make themes. And so you can take the video that you're creating and say, I like this theme, the mega with the nice rounded fonts, and I like that kind of reddish background. That's much, it's like on target with the SBDC coloring. It's a little bit darker than their red, but I don't think they're going to care too much. So we can go with that one, or maybe that one. That's too light, that's too dark. And then when you scroll over, you actually see what the transitions are going to look like and all that good stuff, okay? So in the slideshow, you have the plus button down here at the bottom that actually lets you add new slides in. And so if I hit the plus button, it's actually going to add a new slide in after the overview. If I want to get rid of that slide, I hit that little 3 buttons there and hit delete. And then, yes, I want to delete, and then that slide goes away. You have all of the slides. If you pick a template, it's actually going to have in it already a bunch of suggestions about what you might want to put into the presentation, okay? What I highly suggest you do is that and it actually has like a prompt here. What is it that you want to talk about? And when you do that, you actually have the ability to hit this little mic here and talk into the video, in which case you're doing a video slideshow with an audio component. And so maybe I'll actually show you how to use that in a second. So first thing I want to do here is add in some sort of image or video. So let's go with an image. And I want to, let me find one of their free images. So they have lots and lots of images. I'm going to find something related to shopping. Okay, and I like that one, so I'm going to add in this shopping image, and all I had to do in order to add that image in was just click on it. Or I could add this one in. This looks a lot like the arcades downtown in Cleveland, and like literally that could be a picture from the arcade downtown in Cleveland. And so I'm going to put that one in there because that looks very, if you've been to the arcade, it's very weird because it looks super Parisian, because I'm guessing that's actually Paris. But it's very, 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 very much like that, okay? And as I scroll down, you'll see that there's tons and tons of images about shopping. So I'm probably going to stick with shopping as my, my main image types that I'm going to use. And so I have this in here as the image, and now I get to choose. I just clicked on it and it's going to give me layout options. Right now, this is full screen, meaning that this image takes up the entire screen. What I can do is make this a title image. I can make this a split screen. So if I go split screen, then it's going to put the image on one side and then give me the option to put text or another image on the other side. And I can also switch it so that the text is on this side and that the image is on this side. And it changes up the coloring a little bit to make it easier to read. I'm going to switch it back. Or I can do a caption, meaning that the caption is going to be down here at the bottom. Or I can do a title. So I'm going to do a title and text. So the text up top is going to be a little bit heavier, or at least I have the option to make it heavier. So let's say SBDC guide to planning to last minute holiday marketing. And then I can say it's not too late. Get started today, okay? So I can have that in and I can look at it and say, you know, this maybe, you know, you like it, but maybe I don't like it. I can split screen this now. So let me go, if I hit split screen, it's going to take that copy, the words that I had in there, and switch them over to the side. It's not going to take the subtext over. It's because that subtext is not, doesn't have anywhere it can fit on the screen. And so it's only going to take over the title, but now the title is on there. And if I wanted to switch it, it's going to switch it up. It's going to switch up the coloring. See, now I like this. So the SBDC guide to, and you know what? I got to type in a specific thing. So I got to say the SBDC at LCCC. And then that way, of course, because the SBDC is, I can make that a little bit smaller. There are many SBDCs and we want to be specific about which one this is. So I can put that in there and then it has the image in there. And then if I hit the play button, it'll actually show me what this slide looks like. So it does a little image effect on the image, okay? And then I can go to the next one and say, let me add in, I'm gonna say add in a video. And when you hit video, the only issue that we have, and I'm gonna let it go ahead and do this, is that as soon as you hit video, it wants you to pull in a video, video content from your own computer. It does not have the ability to give you stock image, stock video, so you'd have to have your own stock video. And so what I have here though is a video of myself and Miss Beth, and that we recorded about something or other. It also doesn't let you do more than 30 seconds of video at a time, but that doesn't mean you can't do more than 30 seconds total in your video. So I'm gonna take this down to 12 seconds because I want this to be a short video, but I'm going to drag it so that it's not, you know, I'm drag it so that you can see a little bit. I'm like trying to drag it to a point where it's like a starting point. Okay, there. I love when I make faces. Okay, so what's going on here? You can't hear this because I'm recording the screen, and so you can actually hear me talking, and it's only going for that 15 seconds, and then it's going to stop after that 15 seconds. So it just stopped at the end of that 15 seconds. And I could move this along in the timeline to be at the beginning, the middle, the end. It doesn't really matter where it sits. You just have to make the context appropriate for the video. So whatever video it is you're adding. I just wanted to show you how you can do it really easily. So this is a 9-minute, 20-second video, and I just took a little 15-second snippet from it. And when I hit save, it's going to take that 15-second snippet and add it in to the video that we're creating. So it's just taking a second to load. I'm gonna let it go. If you guys have any questions about what I'm doing, go ahead and write those in the comments. I know people do watch these videos after they have gone up live. So again, if you have any questions, I do come back in and I answer them. So feel free to ask any questions that you have. And if you're liking the video, if you like the idea of doing video for your business, then go ahead and give this live a thumbs up and let me know, because we really like giving you guys great content and telling you stuff that you want to know. And so if we're going down the wrong path or if we're going down the right path, you got to let us know either way so that we can do what is best for you guys, okay? So in this, I'm going to get to show you a few things. So if this is like describe what you're teaching. Now, the good thing is I can edit this again. I can trim it down. I can continue. If I hit this, then it's going to open up it's going to create a new slide for me to continue this video. Or I can zoom, so I can zoom in or I can zoom out, and or I can make this all go away. So if you are on this and you have a little pencil up at the top, you want to hit that pencil, and that's where your options are. You also have the option to make this loud or soft, or you can mute it. So if you have video and it's descriptive, meaning that you're showing someone how to do something, but you're not talking to them, you can actually put that video in and mute it so that it is not actually, you can't hear it at all. And so if you do that, then all the person does get to see is that you're talking. They don't get to see anything else. Okay, so there's that. And then if you want to zoom, you just hit that zoom button, and I'm going to zoom out actually, because you can't really see us that well. So when I zoom out, you actually get to see both of our faces. And then if I hit the 3 buttons again, now I get all of the information on there. And that's all you got to do. Okay, so that is what's going on here. If I hit this, I can change the video. I can change it to add a different photo, or I could delete it, right? So right now I'm in full screen with this video. If I wanted to do full screen with a caption on the video, I could type in conversations with Beth, not both, and just have that be in there, and then make it smaller maybe. The box doesn't get any smaller, so I'm not going to make it too much smaller because it'll look weird to have it be too small. There we go. And so now it's giving me that, this is all according to the theme that I've picked. It's got this kind of red background with the white lettering on it so that you can actually see it. And that's what it is. So if I hit the play button, then you'll actually see this conversations with Beth, and that's going to go on for 15 seconds. So if I hit this play button, the big one, it'll show you this whole thing, right? It's right now it's almost 30 seconds long because I've got that 15-second long video in there. So I'm going to hit the X on this so that we can go out. And I'm actually going to shorten this. If this were not a video, I could just hit that 15 seconds there and shorten it. But since it is a video, I have to hit the pencil. I hate that it does this. I don't want to do anything. Okay, there we go. You just got to click on the image again. And I'm going to snip this, and I'm going to make it shorter. So I don't want 15 seconds. I want 5 or 4. Let's go with 6. Okay. I'm going to hit save, and then I'm going to have 6 seconds. And then this slide here is 2 seconds. And so if I want to, I can actually hit that 2 and increase that to be 30 seconds long. Okay. Now let's pretend I'm creating this content, And I have this third slide here, and I don't want any sort of images on this. So I'm going to say example number 1, right? And so it says give an example. I'm actually going to make that text smaller because I'm going to do something else here. And that is I'm going to hit the plus symbol again. It's just catching up to me. And I want to add in an icon. All right, now that I've added this text in, it doesn't want to let me add in an icon. So let me add in an icon first. There we go. So if you click on icon, it actually has an entire set of icons that you can add in. And because the last thing I searched was shopping, it actually has like shopping carts and people shopping and shopping cart with a credit card in it. It has all of these different shopping cart and shopping and, you know, retail location tag, a person, people shopping, a purse. So let's go with that one, the retail location tag. Okay, and now I want to take that and add some text. No. Okay. Keep that in there, and I want to take this because this is full screen now, and I want to add a caption. Or I could go split screen. I'm going to go ahead and add a caption that says number 1. So since that was my original caption, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And then there you go. So now I have this text in here and this icon here. I could split screen it. And if I split screen it, it's going to have the light pinkish color here and then the maroon color here. And it actually makes it so that you can see them pretty well. But since I put the text on this side the last time, I'm going to switch it up. Okay, so I'm going to leave that alone. And then in the next slide, I'm going to show you what it looks like to add in a photo and when you don't put anything on it. So you can actually have a photo in there. We're not going to change anything. You're not going to add text. You're not going to add anything. You're just going to leave it in there as just open information. And the reason why you want to do that occasionally is to create flow visually and to give the reader, the person who's watching the video, time to stop and not have to read. Just a second or two. And then I'm going to add in, since it's saying I should do a scenario, I'm going to add in a scenario and I'm going to try to go back to the home. Okay, so I'm going to add in a scenario. I'm going to leave the text as it is. It's going to give me the, and I don't like that. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so that it hopefully will not, yeah. And say I don't want it popping onto that next, making it at 3 lines. So I'm going to leave that just text plain, right? And so now I have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the entire video, if I hit the play button, is 21 seconds long. So I can actually go in here and change the amount of time each of these videos is showing up, each of these slides is showing up, in order to make it a little bit longer or even a little bit shorter. I'm playing it all the way to the end so you can actually see what happens with the credits and the Adobe Spark. So let me play from the beginning. So when you have, there is a little watermark in the corner where your logo might go if you do pay for it. But again, it's not obtrusive. It's barely noticeable. I personally, again, don't care, and I do this for a living. So I don't really, like, it doesn't matter to me if there's an Adobe Spark like logo in the corner. But again, if you care about that, then it might be worth spending the $9.99 a month. Or I did not mention this. If you are an Adobe Creative Cloud user, meaning you use Photoshop or Illustrator or Premiere Pro, any of those software, or anyone in your company uses those software, you can actually get an Adobe Spark license for free. It comes included with your Premiere Pro, not with your Premiere Pro, but with your Adobe Creative Commons subscription. This is included in that price. So It is really good software if you want to use it, because it actually does have some utility to it, right? So I'm going to go in and I'm going to increase the time on a few of these because they went by really fast. I'm not trying to make the video super long. I just want to make sure that they're not too short. And then I'm going to take out this one here because I don't need it. So I'm going to delete it. And you cannot delete the credit slide. So I cannot delete this slide. I can hide them if I wanted to, or if I wanted to, I can add my own credits as well. So if you have images that are not Creative Commons images that you had a photographer and you want to give them credit, you can add that in here, and you cannot delete the outro as well. So what you can do, and I highly suggest you do it, is you can add in your own logo. So if you have your own logo or your own images, by the way, you can just hit the upload photo button. And what that'll do is take you to your computer, and all you would have to do is find your logo. So let's see if I have the SBDC logo in there. And so I can add this logo in, and whoo, that's painful. So let's hit this little pencil button here and zoom out until we can actually see it. Come on. It's not letting me zoom out any further than that because the logo is actually really, it's very landscape. So it's not letting me go any further than that. Yeah, it's not letting me go any further than that. So what I would do in order to get the logo in the right dimensions is I would actually go either into Adobe Spark and do an image, or go into Canva. I'm more familiar with how Canva works, and so it's like easier for me to hop into Canva to edit images. So I would take that image and make it a square profile image so that it actually fits completely on the screen. And then I would pop it in here at the end, and then you'd have an entire video that is a few seconds long. So before we do that, let me go back to the slide, the beginning slide, and I'm gonna play the whole thing for you again so that you see. It's now 23 seconds long, so that you kind of get a feel for it. And then I'm going to show you a little cheatery thing that you can do, because this has that like bounce to it where it's kind of, bouncing the thing into the screen and all that stuff. Okay, so I'm not sure if I like that, like the bounce and the rounding and all that. So what I'm going to do is actually go over to themes, and I'm going to change the theme. So once you create the video, you can actually change the theme. So I'm going to select statement, and I'm going to select the statement in red. I could select it in any of these colors that are available. And what it's doing right now is a little circle in the screen. I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually switching it over slide by slide. Down at the bottom here, you can actually see it switching it over to that other format. So once it makes that switch, it'll actually switch out the fonts and everything. So you can see the font is not so rounded. It's that basic sans serif kind of block font. And I can hit the play button. And when I do, you'll see the transitions change, not just the color, but this has more of a flicker effect to the transition. Instead of that round, that bounce, this one's more of a zoom in. Yeah, so this is a like zoom in from the center, and that's how this one goes. So if I like that, then I can just stick with it. If I don't, which I do not like that, I can go on to the flare and change it up to this kind of orangey red color. I know I like the flare a little bit better than I like the statement. I like Mega just fine. My point was just to show you guys how it worked. And so we go back to the beginning. It's still changing though. It's like changing each slide one by one. You guys know I'm massively impatient. So you have that, and then I'm gonna hit play again. It's still catching up to me, so it's taking a second. And so now here we go. That's pretty. It has a very kind of, it's got an ombre effect to it, and all that. So my point in just showing you all this is that you want to play around with the themes, and you want to play around with it a little bit so that you can get an idea of what it is that you want to accomplish, how you want your slides to look, okay? Your video. So when you're done, you're going to hit the either share. So you can hit the share button, and what it'll give you is a link. So you're going to need to pick a category, and let's say this is business because it is. That's me, author. I can turn that off so that it's not even remotely shown. I can hit create a link. And what this will give me is a link that I can share out on social media, essentially, where this video, when I share that link, this video will be on that page all by itself. And people can see it without having to download it. And you can share it without having to download it, or you can actually download yourself. So I'm not going to download it, but I'm going to show you what that looks like, because downloading takes forever, and we are sort of running out of time. So, so I think it's almost done. I think it's almost done. It said it's creating the link the whole time. I love how it all takes time. It all does, regardless. Yeah. Give me my last little 10%. There we go. And so now I have the shareable link. I'm going to hit copy, and then I'm going to pop up here and open a new tab so I can show you what the link looks like, what the video looks like in a link. Whole thing is stalled a little. I'm just going to click in here and hit Control V, and that's going to be a link to the video. And so now this video has its own little Adobe Spark page that someone can land on, and they can then share it if they want to. And there you go. So the video is out here, and you can share it, or you can come over into this section and hit the X button and download it. I think, yeah, I was going to say, once you hit download, it automatically starts downloading it. So what it's going to do is it's going to render the video as an MP4, and it's going to download it to the downloads file in your computer. There's one thing I totally forgot to show you guys. So the music options, there's actually a ton of great free music in here that you can use on your video, and you can switch it out to any of them that you prefer, or if you have a paid account, you can actually add your own music. But you have to remember, just like with video, with images and video, any music that you use needs to be owned by you. You should not be using music that is not owned by you. And if you want to, this is a new feature for Adobe Spark, you can turn the music off. So if you're going to be talking during this whole video, then you want to turn the music off so that you can be heard, so that your own voice can be heard instead of the music that's playing in the background, okay? Now, the problem with Adobe Spark and all these other video editing software is that you cannot selectively add music. So you can't say you want the music to play on the first slide and the last slide, but not on the slides in between. You have to choose whether or not it's going to be played all the way throughout or not. And that's it. That's the only two options you have. So I would be careful and just consider which of them is going to be best for you. Okay. So that is Adobe Spark, guys. I'm going to go out to the, now that it's created, it's rendered, it's fully done. In this section here, it's available for me to look at. If I wanted to, I can hit those three buttons, those three little dots there, and duplicate it. And I'm going to duplicate it and say last minute holiday marketing and say widescreen. And now it's going to duplicate this video. Abracadabra, you can see it in the background there. And I'm just going to show you how easy it is to make it widescreen once you're done. So I'm just going to click the, I think this is the one is widescreen. I should have checked. We'll find out in a second. But you want to make sure you pick the one that you called widescreen, because I'm not sure I did that. But it's thinking, it's thinking. Okay. So I am going to take this one and resize it to widescreen. And so there you go. Now the entire thing is going to be resized. If I wanted to, I could come in here and make the fonts bigger because it's small now. Like I can make that bigger. I can do whatever I want because it's now just a widescreen video that I can change. Like I made this smaller, so I can actually change this to make it bigger now so that it fills up the screen. Oh, I didn't need to do that. Accidentally clicked off of it. Here we go. Okay, so so yeah, you can do all sorts of cool stuff with it. Once it's widescreen, you can do whatever you want essentially. And then this is auto saving, completely automatically saved. I don't have to do anything to save it. I can hit that share button. If I hit the share button, then it's shared and ready to go. Yeah, so I just changed the original one, so I would want to change this one to the widescreen, and then change the other one. Is that once you change it and you create the link, you actually, it's going to change the link that you already had. So it'll update the link that's already out there. It's kind of awesome. So you don't have to share the link again. If you are doing a video and you have a screen, you have the video out there and you want to change something to the video. If you have the link out there, all you have to do is change the video and the link will automatically update when you hit update link. So it's pretty awesome. It's really cool stuff. So there you go, people. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I will get to them. Have a very happy, safe, and sane Thanksgiving. And if you are interested in learning how to do this one-on-one, or if you have questions and you want me to help walk you through it, you can make an appointment with Beth at the SBDC and I will have her come into the comment section and actually give the information about how to do that. So you can book one-on-one sessions with me. I do one-on-one marketing consultations every Friday, pretty much, including this Friday well, not this Friday coming up, because that's the Friday of Thanksgiving, but the Friday next week. And I also do phone consultations on most Thursdays. And so if you need to talk to someone to help you figure out how to use the stuff for your business, or when to use it, or how many videos to create, or any of those types of questions, feel free to contact us and get on my schedule. It is completely free. And it's just a benefit that's offered to you as an SBDC client. So, so yeah, go ahead and book a time with me and we can walk through how to use video for your business, okay? Thank you so much, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.